Hey you guys, so happy Friday. Okay, so let me start this video by saying I just went through Starbucks and somebody did the little pay it forward thing, and my drink is $5.07 and somebody paid for mine in front of me, and then he was like, oh, if you want to keep it going, the person behind you is like 10 whatever. And it's kind of funny because, like, I think some people would, like, I've actually seen people say, like, oh, like, it was way more expensive than what I was getting. But what's really interesting about it, I'm parked, so I'm going to, like, unbuckle for a second. I just want to do this video real quick. But I had literally just been thinking on the way in, I was like, oh, I wish I could leave them a tip at Starbucks. But the app hasn't been working right recently, and I have not been able to find where you can do tips on the app right now. So anyway, I was like, I don't have any cash, and I wanted to like do something nice and leave them a tip. And then it was just so interesting that like right after that I got in the pay it forward thing, and it was more expensive than what I normally paid. And like I didn't get that feeling of like, that's like more expensive than what I got. I was like, no, it's fine, I'll just like pay for it. And I'm just like really thankful that I felt that way, that I didn't get that feeling of like, or break the chain, because he told me after he scanned it, he was like, oh, you're like the 8th car, like this is the longest chain that we've had. So if I would have been like, oh no, I'm not paying more or whatever, I would have broke the chain, and it was the longest chain they ever had. So I'm really thankful for that. I got to do something nice for somebody. I got to keep the chain going. I hope that they continue to keep the chain going, because I just think that's really cool. But anyway, it really kind of goes with today. I just think that's so interesting how that worked out. Like, that just made me a little emotional. I'm just really happy about that. Okay, so anyway, the reason of this video is I wanted to do my video on the You Are a Badass book. I am obsessed. I'm going to probably read this again soon, but I really want to read the next one, the You Are a Badass at Making Money, I believe it is. So that is on my list. So I just kind of wrote out a few things that I wanted to touch on that I really liked about this book and why I recommend it. So the first thing is, at the end of every chapter, there is a thing. Okay, the one I didn't. Okay, here we go. I can find it. So at the end of every chapter, the last thing on your list of things to do is love yourself. Like peeking around. Okay, so anyway, I really like that they put that at the end, or that she puts that at the end of every chapter to remind you to love yourself, because to get all of this to work, you need to love yourself. Okay, so, and then another thing I really like is at the beginning of every chapter, she puts a quote, and some of these quotes have been so good. Like, my favorite one was by, oh man, I wrote it down. Maybe, I want to say Albert Einstein. There's a lot of Albert Einstein quotes in here. And I probably didn't write who it was, but, yeah, there's a lot of them. Like, I just saw this one. I know this is from there. In order to kick ass, you must first lift your foot. And I really like that. And it's just, there's a lot of really good quotes. There was another one that said, like, never apologize for who you are. It lets the whole world down. And then, God, where was it? Oh, here it is. I lived a long life and had many troubles, most of which never happened. I think it was Albert Einstein. I don't remember, but it says it in the book. And they're at the beginning of every chapter. And I just think that's so great. Like, all of them have been really relatable, and I've really, really liked it. Also, in the introduction of this book, she talks about how she's pretty much read every single self-help book there is out there, and basically broke it down and put it in this book. So I really like that. So her intention of making this book is so that you don't have to go read every self-help book out there. I mean, if you want to, you still can, but she breaks, like, a lot of them down and puts them in this. So I like that. I've mentioned this in my other video, but it is very similar to the book The Secret, and that's the last book I read and I was talking about, and this is like The Secret, but like really broken down and a lot more examples and stuff like that. The Secret's more like straight to the point. And then she also adds a lot of real life situations, like stories from her life or her friends or whatever, so it makes it really relatable, and I really, really like that. She also focuses on changing your relationship with money, which I think is really important, and I'm interested to see what that book, You Are a Badass at Making Money, is going to be like, because I thought she had really good suggestions in this book. So I think the You Are a Badass at Making Money is going to be really, really good. I mentioned this in my other video that I just feel like this is a really easy read. Like, I really like breezed through it, and I like looked forward to coming home and reading it. It has shorter chapters, which I like, because I like to kind of space it out. Like, I can read a chapter and go do something, or read 2 chapters and go do something. It's just really easy to breeze through, and like a lot of pages are like this, where it's just like not a lot. So, you know, like it's really not a really difficult read. It breezes right through. I think it really helps you get more in tune with your thoughts and like get on a better, higher frequency. Like, instead of thinking, like, if you're sitting here thinking like, oh, this happens to me all the time, like, okay, if I'd had that thought about, like, you know, I always get stuck in the like most expensive or whatever, you know, like, that's what you're gonna continue to get, because that's what you're bringing to yourself when you're having those thoughts about like, oh, this always happens to me. Like, don't think like that, because then it will happen anyway. And then just kind of, that's, I mean, really what I just said. It discourages negative thinking is the last thing I have on the list, which is really what I was just saying. Like, you know, it discourages you from thinking that way, because if you're thinking that way, that's what you're going to bring in your life. And if you just test it, it really does work. Like, anytime I get in a negative train of thought for a minute, like, more negative things will happen, and I'll turn it around really quick, and all of a sudden something really good will happen. So if you liked The Secret, I think you'll really like this book. I did find it at Target for $12. The downside is it had a sticker on it, and it said like 20% off, because it was, I guess, 20% off. And when I tried to peel the sticker off, it left sticky stuff all over my book. So I highly regret trying to peel that sticker off, but I also don't like stickers on my book. So, you know, anyway, if you get it, don't take the sticker off. And the book I'm reading right now, it's called The Magic. It's a branch off of The Secret, and it's a day-to-day meditation thing, and it's going to go on for 28 days. So I think after the 28 days are over, I will make a video about it if I really like it, and see that it works. Which The Magic is basically gratitude. So The Secret was the law of attraction, and The Magic is gratitude. So I think that'll be a good book too. But it's a day-to-day meditation. Like, you have to do it for 28 days for it to work. So I'm going to do that. So it'll take me about 28 days to get back to you about that. But I started today, and I'm going to stick to it. I'm putting it out there right now. I'm going to stick to it because it's really easy. It's a few pages every day, and it's really, I can get through it. I know I can. I can do it. I already have it in my routine, so we're good to go. But yeah, that's why I really, really like this book. I'm going to go on to work. I have Mr. Blackjack today. It's a really light, chill Friday, which I love, because this week's been a little busier, which I appreciate, and it's been really nice. But it's nice to have a chill Friday to end the week with. You know, is it just me? I really like that. So anyway, I'm going to go on to work, but that's why I really, really like this book, and I hope that you check it out. And if you check it out, I hope you like it as much as I did. I had said in another video that I thought that it just like notice somebody beside me, but I thought it was kind of like talking to, like, you know, your girlfriend or whatever. But I think, you know, if you're a guy, you can still read this and really like it. I don't think it's just for girls, honestly. Like, it is, like, it has that girly vibe. So if you are, like, a girl that just, you know, likes that vibe of, like, hanging out with your friend, I think you're really, really gonna like this book. And if you're a guy, I think you could still really benefit from this book. So I recommend checking it out. But yeah, I hope you guys have a happy Friday. And if you get in the little chain of, you know, paying it forward, that's what it's called. If you get in one of those, pay it forward, and have a good Friday. And I hope that good, awesome things come to you today. And I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. I just wanted to add real quick on the pay it forward thing. I got to work and I got a $20 tip. I thought I'd forgotten about it. It makes sense that I would have it, but I forgot I was gonna have that $20 tip, and another client booked. So definitely had the extra $5 to pay for it. So anyway, I just wanted to add that, because I think when you put good things out in the universe, you get good things back. So have a good, happy Friday, and pay it forward if you can.